Hey friends, welcome to my channel. I hope you're good, and despite everything, I'm glad to see you here, even if I cannot really see you, but you know what I mean. So for today's practice, we're going to explore the Kapha element and thus step a bit further into our Ayurveda series. So we are going to activate Kapha today. And as I said in the previous video, if you want to know more about Ayurveda, just click on my Yoga and Ayurveda playlist where you will find other videos of this kind. And as I said in previous videos, Kapha is earth and water. Both of these elements are feminine, and at the same time they mix very well together because earth is grounding and nurturing and anchoring, and water is fluidity, but it's also life, because if you have earth without water, you cannot create life. And so today, it's also why I'm dressing in these colors. If I can and what my wardrobe allows, I like to follow a theme. I could be dressed in green, but since water is most of the time blue, this is why I went for turquoise. And why do I say that I could have dressed in green? Because Kapha is actually represented by color green. But I wanted to represent more feminine earth and water elements. So blue is obviously for water, and black is maybe for earth or maybe for deep waters. You can see it the way you like, but black is also a feminine color, and thus my clothing encompasses everything that I want to convey into this gentle, soothing practice. So if you're a beginner, this will be very good for you because we're going to take it slow. And if you're a more experienced practitioner, then you probably will feel a bit more relaxed. This is going to be more gentle, but I hope you like it nevertheless. So as usual, I have my trusty bricks. You may use them if you feel like it, whenever the need arises. Sometimes I will tell them you can use the bricks, but I won't use them at the same time, just to keep the fluidity of the class. But sometimes it's also because we're just moving back and forth and then moving on to something else. So just check with yourself what you can do, and if you don't have bricks, there's always the option of not going to the full extension of the pose. So that being said, let's take a moment to reconnect to ourselves. Eyes closed, grounding through your sitting bones. If you are sitting like me or cross-legged, but if you are kneeling, then find your anchoring points and ground through them. And start by looking inwards. And notice how your breath is already becoming deeper. And observe and welcome whatever may arise as you tune in. And no matter how you feel right here, right now, you know that this practice will change your frame of mind and however you feel. you want to place an extra intention in addition to grounding and creating fluidity within yourself, then feel free to do exactly that. As you next inhale, allow your hands to rise up to the sky. And as you exhale, gather them at your heart center in prayer position. Inhale. Exhale, release the hands. And gently blink your eyes open when you're ready, before changing the crossing of the legs. Then ground your hands underneath your shoulders. And I invite you to sit now cross-legged, or the way I'm sitting right now in Sukhasana, because you have your tailbone pointing down to the ground in this position, and it's also almost in contact with the floor. So it's a very good way to ground and to connect your Muladhara, your first chakra, your root chakra, to the earth. And maybe as you focus onto this part of your body, you will feel that something is happening, a kind of tingling or heat. Who knows? Maybe it's something else. But whatever it is, if it's there, it's there. And keeping this anchor through your sitting bones, and you're feeling your tailbone connecting yourself to the earth. Allow your left hand to make a half circle to rest onto your right knee. Place your right hand underneath your right shoulder, and as you inhale, grow tall. And as you exhale, open your right shoulder to the back of the room. And imagine that through your tailbone and your Muladhara, the energy of the earth is flowing up your spine in a spiral, and connecting all your chakras up to your crown to create an energy flow. So as you inhale, you feel that energy rise from the earth to your crown, and as you exhale, you feel it unwind back down to your Muladhara. If you were kneeling and just switch to cross-legged or Sukhasana, change the crossing of the legs, and let's move to the other side. So gently rest your hand onto your opposite leg or knee. Inhale, grow tall, and exhale, open. Imagine a thread at the crown of your head pulling you up to the sky as your Muladhara is anchoring you into the ground. So you become a link between the earth and the sky. And in between there is water, the fluidity, the element that helps you find a way no matter what. As you next inhale, come back to center. And just unfold the legs in front of you. Now, if this is your morning practice and you feel a bit stiff, or if you have lower back issues, sciatica and things of the kind, please keep your knees bent, especially if you have sciatica. And if it's only morning stiffness, you will be able to relax a bit more into the pose as you breathe into it. So let's go for Paschimottanasana or forward bend, sitting forward bend. Inhale, grow tall. Exhale and allow yourself to melt over your legs. Now, this is the first pose per se, the first stretch of the class. So if you feel that your body doesn't go where it usually goes, it's absolutely fine. It's not a competition, and as long as you respect your body and allow it to express itself into the pose, then you're getting the full benefits out of it. So enjoy. That's all you have to do. And don't try to place your hands onto your feet unless they actually can rest comfortably onto them. And please, even if you have your hands cupping your feet, try not to pull and create tension in your arms. If you feel tension in your arms and shoulders, you're not in the right place. Your elbows should be slacking, and try even not to place your hands onto your feet at all. Aim for your ankles or the ground to create more release in your shoulders. If your legs are still slightly bent, this is absolutely fine. And we're going to unroll the spine one vertebrae at a time to come back to straight Dandasana. Now, after Paschimottanasana, we usually go for the tabletop. But since this is only the beginning of the class, we are not going to go for the full countertop. But we wish to create openness in the shoulders. So bring your hands a bit further back and maybe allow the soles of the feet together. And press the floor away, allowing your shoulder blades to kiss each other. And create some openness in your chest, maybe in your hips, but this is good too. Just make sure that you're not collapsing onto your arms remain strong to support no matter where you are. And this is a good hip opener, which also allows you to ground through your Muladhara, your first chakra. And you cannot see her, but I have my little kitty Jaya next to me, just out of the frame, and she is wondering what I'm doing right now. Ma chérie. Jaya. Et là tu dis rien. So if your chin can comfortably point up to the ceiling to create some openness in the throat, go ahead and do that. Otherwise, keep your chin in towards your sternum. Right. Now let's release the pose. Maybe shake your wrists a bit. If you tend to spend a lot of time at your computer, you probably will feel your wrists a little bit. So before going into cat and cow, take a moment to do little circles with your hands. And this is something you can do behind your computer as well. Well, obviously not if you're in a WebEx conference, but at least you can do something to relax those wrists who can get a bit tired. So when your wrists are ready, allow yourself to ground through your hands and knees, hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Inhale, lengthen out your spine. Exhale and round. Inhale or exhale as you extend. Exhale or inhale as you round. Now, why both ways of breathing work? Well, you can imagine that as you coil your body in, you exhale and expulse the air to coil. Or you can imagine that as you exhale, the air is leaving your body as you extend. As if you are pushing the air and extending the spine. So there's a way out as you exhale and a way in as you inhale. But you can also inhale, lengthen. Or inhale and bring the air in. So it's up to you. And you can also bring the hips and shoulders with you. And you probably got a glimpse of my little Jaya, who decided that it was not interesting to stay here because I'm not doing anything for her. But that's normal because I'm here for you right now. She will get attention afterwards. Don't worry, no cats were harmed during the making of this video. Right. When your back becomes flat again, slide your hands a bit more forward than your shoulders so that you can find yourself pretty easily in half plank. And as you exhale, bring your elbows to your waist and come halfway to the ground. Inhale, roll your shoulders back and away, squeeze your elbows to your waist and exhale. Inhale, roll those shoulders back and away, feel the shoulder blades coming closer. Exhale. Inhale, open to your fullest, whatever your fullest is. And exhale into child's pose to create some release in your arms and shoulders and wrists. And remember that this child's pose can be done in many ways, so you can have the hands forward or the hands next to the feet. The knees together, slightly apart or mat width apart, depending on how your back is reacting. So listen to your body and do what feels best right here, right now. Next time you inhale, come back to hands and knees. Exhale, press with your hands to lift your seat into the sky and find your first downward facing dog of the day, maybe. Feel your spine lengthen and don't hesitate to walk on the spot. That helps create length at the back of your legs, and also you keep the motion, the movement, because life is motion, life is movement. Even when you sleep, there's always a tiny movement, because your breath is moving your rib cage, maybe your belly,
So there's never stillness when you're alive. Unless you're meditating. And then again, sometimes even when we are meditating, it's like when we're sleeping, the breath is moving the rib cage. So there's only stillness when you cross over to the other side. Now slowly walk towards your hands and find Uttanasana, forward bend, relaxing your shoulders, not worrying whether your hands are touching the floor or not, but keep your belly strong and maybe create a slight bend in your knees to release the lower back and not put any more pressure onto this part of your body than necessary. And slowly inhale, push the floor away with the feet and rise from your roots. Bring your hands up to the sky. And as you exhale, dive forward, belly in strong, maybe knees slightly bent. Take it slow, it's earth. Inhale, rise all the way up again. Feel tall and proud and grounded like a mountain. And exhale, allow the body to float towards the earth. One more time, inhale. Feel yourself getting a bit warmer now. Exhale. This time as you inhale, come halfway up, bringing the hands underneath the knees, lengthening out the spine, shoulders away from your ears. Exhale and come again to Uttanasana, forward bend. Inhale, slide your left foot far behind, release the knee to the mat, take the bricks if you need them underneath your hands. And if you don't have bricks, just move the hands as you will move the leg back and exhale to extend. So you can inhale, bend, exhale, extend, or you can stay. Inhale, bend, exhale, extend. Now make sure the hands will be in line with your shoulders when you inhale, so you find yourself in half plank. Exhale towards the earth. Inhale, open your heart. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. One more time, inhale, roll those shoulders back and away from your ears and exhale, back into downward facing dog this time. Take your time to walk on the spot and try to breathe the length at the back of your body, like water cascading down your spine and the back of your legs. And of course, if you're happy to stay grounded in downward facing dog and just experience the stillness of the body and feeling the movement of the breath, this is absolutely fine. Now inhale, walk back to the top of your mat. Exhale and fold. Inhale, come halfway up. Exhale. Inhale, slide right foot back. Exhale, right knee down. Ardha Hanumanasana, with or without bricks, not with or without you. Exhale, extend, move the hands if need be. Inhale, bend. Exhale, extend, and remember, the closer the hands are to your body, the easier the pose will be. One more time. Inhale, bring the knees back together, hands underneath the shoulders. Exhale. Inhale, feel the shine in your heart. Exhale. Inhale, and if you notice, my belly is never touching the ground. I'm coming pretty close, but I'm not touching. And exhale, back to your downward facing dog. And then take a couple of deep breaths here. Maybe you will feel like moving a lot in this downward facing dog. Maybe not. It's completely up to you. And when you're ready, take small steps, slow steps to the top of your mat and fold. Uttanasana. Inhale, rise all the way up.
And now we're going to get to the water element. So exhale and dive.
Belly in strong. Inhale, expand. Exhale and fold. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, come halfway up. Exhale and dive. Inhale, slide your left foot back. Stay onto your toes, look forward. And next time you exhale, extend the leg. Now this is when your trusty bricks can be of any use. So if you have them, use them. If you don't, bend and don't go to full extension as you exhale. Inhale, bend. Exhale, extend. Inhale, ground the hands underneath the shoulders, step back to plank or half plank, and exhale to the earth. Inhale, open your heart, and exhale. Inhale, exhale. One more time. And now go back to downward facing dog. And you can keep the motion in downward facing dog, or you can ground and enjoy all the grounding in your spine and in your back and at the back of your legs. Next time, inhale, float your right leg up. Exhale, bend the knee, flex the foot. Make sure that your right shoulder is not lifted, and as you exhale, bring your right foot outside your left hand. Help if you need. Release your left knee down. I didn't want to do it, but I guess I look completely crazy, so inhale, slide your hands a bit more forward. Don't go to full extension of the arms, just make sure that you have a bit of room for motion. Now knee and ankle are aligned, and you can rest your shoulder and your knee against one another. And as you exhale, release your elbows to the mat or go towards that direction. Inhale, re-extend. Exhale, down. One more time. And now choose whether you will stay down Or if you prefer to come up and keep the arms straight. Now this is absolutely wonderful to stretch your legs, your hip flexor, and if you spend a lot of time sitting at your desk, which you probably do, then this is one of the most beneficial poses for you because it stretches all the areas that are probably underused these days. Next time you inhale, if your hand or your arms go down, slide the hands back underneath the shoulders. Tuck your toes, inhale, and exhale, press back to three-legged dog with an open hip. Make sure you don't slide. Make sure you're grounding. Keep your knee up, your shoulders parallel. And as you next exhale, bring right knee behind right wrist. Now, if your hips are a bit tight and this pose is not comfortable, I have an option for you. And you can sit onto your right hip and bring the right foot in line with the knee. Back leg is at a right angle, or it can be a bit less than a right angle or more, depending on how you feel and whether you want some stretch in front of your left quad. So this is your option, but if you want a bit more, you can come with me in pigeon pose, but we're going to go for sleeping pigeon. But again, we need fluidity because this is water. So if you can bring your foot in line with your knee, go ahead and do that, but this may not be for everyone, and if you do, make sure your foot is flexed. Now, if your body is happy, bring your hands forward, and again as you exhale, rest your forearms onto the mat, make sure you're not collapsing onto your right hip. Inhale. Extend the arms again. Exhale down. One more. Inhale. Exhale and choose to stay down to come up. And maybe you will wish to rest your forehead onto the mat. And breathe length into your spine. Feel your full extension from the crown of your head to your left big toe. Next time you inhale, if you were down, slide your hands back underneath your shoulders. And now open your chest just a bit. Roll your shoulders back and away from your ears, belly in, glutes strong. And now you're thinking, yes, but what about my right leg? Because it's starting to get a bit itchy. Well, bring your hands back underneath your shoulders, tuck your left toes as you inhale, and exhale, find your way back to downward facing dog. Walk your dog and create space in your right leg again, especially in the knee joint. And really enjoy that movement in your legs, maybe in your hips. And when you're ready, it's time to inhale and bring the left leg up and exhale, bend the knee, flex the foot. Make sure the shoulders are still level. And next time you exhale, bring your left foot outside your left hand and your right knee down. Now again, make sure the knee and ankle are aligned, and keeping your shoulder connected with your left knee, bring the hands a bit more forward. Again, if that's accessible, because the left side may not be as responsive as the right side, I know. So let's try to exhale and lower. Inhale, look forward, open your chest. And exhale. One more time. And now stay or come up. Again, it's up to you. Remember to breathe and let your breath wash over your body and create space everywhere possible. Next time you inhale, slide your hands back underneath your shoulders. And as you exhale, press back to your three-legged dog, readjusting as you move, because sometimes the body is not in the same alignment, and that's okay. Inhale on the spot, and as you exhale, allow your left knee to rest behind your left wrist, and check whether you will go for full pigeon with me, or if you need to sit and create the easiest pigeon option. Now, depending on your joints, your left foot can go more towards your hip or towards your right hand. And it is easier to keep the foot to the hip, which is why I'm doing this option, because my knees have suffered a lot from this pose in the past, because I wanted to go all the way, because I could, but I didn't realize how much pressure I was putting onto my knees. And thus now, in order to be able to still enjoy this pose, I'd rather go for less and still be able to do it, then go full throttle and then regret it. So, inhale, arms forward, exhale, down. Inhale, arms straighten out, exhale, down. One more time. And now you can stay onto your forearms. You can go a bit deeper and rest your forehead onto the mat, or you can keep your arms straight, just like you did on the right side. It's completely up to you. Remember to breathe as deeply as possible and allow your body to relax. Next time you inhale, slide your hands back underneath your shoulders. Adjust the knee if need be, and if, like me, you're almost out of your mat, tuck your toes when you are back onto it, and exhale. Find your downward facing dog again. Enjoy. Now you can keep on walking your dog and creating space in your body. that's fine. Or you can come with me and enjoy a bit more strength. Inhale, exhale. And we go back to downward facing dog for a transition. Now listen carefully. Inhale, bring your left leg up. Exhale, bring again the left knee towards the left wrist and rest your right knee down as well. But this is just a transition as we're going to sit onto the left hip and bring right foot forward again. Magical, right? So, this is the middle ground, meaning that you're not in the full pose yet, but you're still pretty much in a deep torsion. Now, if this doesn't work for your body, you can always straighten out your left leg and keep the right foot crossing over left leg. If this is not possible still, easiest way is to keep the right foot in front of the right hip. Now, again, as I said, you have middle ground, which is keeping the right foot in front of the right hip, but still bending the left leg. And if you have a lot of range of motion here, you can cross the right foot outside the left knee. Wherever you are, ground through your right hand, grow as tall as you can and make sure you have room to sit onto your right hip. Now as you inhale, right arm, this is left. Left arm rises, exhale, and either wrap your knee with your arm or place the elbow outside as I'm doing, and you can keep on wrapping, or you can place the hand up. It's up to you. Now remember, this is a torsion, and we use this torsion as a counter pose for the hip openers that we have been doing. We could go for something else, but maybe I will add one more counter pose after. But for now we are twisting, and I like twisting a lot, especially when it's fall, because it reinforces your immune system. So it's very important to do some twisting in fall, because twisting activates all the lymph glands in your upper body and thus help you create a stronger immune system. And we're going to go for the opposite side now. So uncross the legs and slide your right foot in the window created by your left leg and see how it goes. All options that I offered previously are still available. So if you need them, just go back a little bit. Otherwise, stay with me. Ground your left hand behind. Inhale, left hand comes up. Exhale and create your twist. Now, if you're going back, make sure you're not doing the same movement twice. Meaning, make sure you do left and right. In this case, right and left, actually. But if you need to see the options again, that's the beauty of having a movie, is that you can go back as far back as you need to see what you need to see, and then do what you want on the opposite side.
to center. And I hope you're not going to hate me. But start to bring the knees on top of one another. Just sliding forward. So your left knee is on top of the right and your feet are out. And I know some of you recognize this pose. And I know some of you are not very happy to see me go there, but it's a very good counter pose to the hip openers that we did. So what matters is your ground. So your seat should be onto the mat. Then try to make sure the feet are on the same level, which may prove a bit difficult. But still try and find a place where you can have your feet on the same level. Now, your knees should also be on top of one another, which can prove another challenge depending on your legs and hips. So already being here is pretty good. But if your top knee is a bit higher, that's the way it is. We don't always have very open hips. And you should feel the stretch in the hip area, the glutes area, maybe at the top of the thighs as well. It's a very deep stretch. So if you feel that this is enough, stop for now, and when you come back to this practice, you will stay a bit longer each time. But I'm going to stay a bit longer for those who wish to. And the full Gomukhasana is bringing opposite arm from top knee up and then reaching for your fingertips behind. So if some of you want to practice full Gomukhasana with the head resting onto the top arm, you go ahead and do that. But if you don't want to, then you don't have to. And I think it's time to go for the other side. So first and foremost, and across the legs, shake them a little bit. And then come back to hands and knees. And one way or the other, meaning sliding your left knee behind or your right knee in front, make sure that your right knee is on top of your left knee. Then again, squeezing the thighs together. Try to come and sit and adjust. This side may feel completely different from the other one, which is fine. It may be better, it may be worse. And there's no rule, just like with all asanas. Your body will react differently to every single pose on right and left side. So don't beat yourself up if it's not the way you feel it should be. It is the way it is, and it's good the way it is. Okay? So stand tall and proud. If you wish, left elbow goes up, left hand down, and right hand reaches back to reach for the fingertips of the left hand. Again, stay for as long as your body needs. And sometimes, even when you're used to Gomukhasana, you can take a bit more. Sometimes you don't need that much. And let's release the hands, release the legs. And take a moment here to shake, to get the energy flowing back into the legs. And before I let you to meditate or go on with your day, I'd like to offer you one inversion. If you feel like going to your favorite inversion, whatever it is, listen to your body. It's fine, no matter what you do. It's okay because it's what your body needs. But if you don't have inspiration and your energy is you never know how you feel when you practice. But I feel that this inversion is pretty relevant to everything we just did, because it involves grounding and also some opening of the front body and especially the hips area. So we're going to lie down onto the mat, and when I mean hip, I mean this part. So it's a bit of an interpretation, I'm totally aware of that, but still, I want to offer you this pose. So feet are in front of the hips, spine is long, tuck your chin in a little bit, reach for your heels with your fingertips. Inhale, tilt your pelvis, squeeze your glutes, and as you exhale, press the floor away. And try to go as high as you can, bringing the shoulder blades together. Tuck your chin in, maybe clasp the hands underneath you or keep the hands to touch your feet, and create openness in your upper body. And you should feel a lot of stretch here and also here, meaning top of the thighs, hip flexors, and maybe sides of the body, waist area, belly area. And you try to reach as high as you can so you don't see your knees anymore. Maybe the tops of your thighs, but that's about it. And when you feel it's time for you to come down, keep the glutes strong. Keep on pressing the floor with the feet and come down, one vertebra at a time. Give your knees a bit of a squeeze. Maybe you will feel like rocking yourself a little bit side to side. Maybe you will feel like circling the knees. One side and then other side. But since this is your moment, your free time, you can obviously stay a bit longer in your inversion or hugging your knees to your chest. If your body is asking for anything else, you can place the hands on opposite shoulders, gently cupping them like if you were hugging yourself. If you don't have a lot of time and you still wish to take some time to allow the body to absorb the work we just did, you can do so placing both hands at your heart center, right hand on top of left. This is a very good way to bring your practice into your heart, or you can place one hand onto the belly, the other one onto the heart. It's completely up to you. Stay a couple of breaths there as long as you can, as long as you have. If you have more time and wish to meditate on your own or with a guided meditation, this is also a very good option. As you know, I have plenty of meditations on this channel, so feel free to check them out unless you have somebody else in mind. And I just want to thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for being more and more onto these channels. I see the numbers increasing every day, and I am really happy to see that a small community is building. Hopefully I will be able to open the community tab very soon and we can exchange a little bit if you like. But in the meantime, I'm wishing you a very good day, and please, if you feel like having longer practices online, check out my NoStress TV on nostressbrussels.com/nostress-tv, where you can rent or download longer practices and enjoy more time for yourself. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. See you soon. Namaste.